It was definitely a gut wrenching loss, which a lot of these Ohio State losses in recent years have been. But hey, and we'll get into this. To the credit of the Nittany Lions, man, they fought. They battled their asses off all night long. They made this game a lot closer than anybody, you and I included, expected. And had one or two coin flip plays gone the way of Penn State, we could very easily be talking about a Nittany Lion victory right now.
Indeed, a couple of those coin flip plays, I suppose. One, there was, there was obviously there was the fumble, the scoop and score, which Penn State they were down 10-7, but they were driving, very promising looking drive, and Cliff unfortunately I think he was trying to tuck it as he was getting sacked and eat the ball. Maybe they would try a long field goal, but he unfortunately lost the ball, and big man from Ohio State, for his name, but that big guy could move, man. I gotta say, I was impressed with how he just cleanly scooped that up. And normally you see people try to do that, like the ball gets, they usually knock it a little further, they have trouble picking it up, but I mean, man, it seems like, it almost seems like Ohio State dedicates some practice time towards doing such things. But credit to Penn State, they did. I mean, at that point, I don't know about you, but I was thinking, oh boy, this could open the floodgates. This could get ugly. But Penn State, to their credit, they drove back down the field and kicked the field goal right before halftime. So you're only down 17-10, and then they went back and then hits. Right. Sorry, they go out in the second half, first possession, second half, and score a touchdown, tied up at 17. From there it was essentially game on. I mean, Ohio State again got it up, got up by 10 once again, 27-17, and it looked like once again, oh boy, here come the floodgates opening. But Penn State, Cliff, shot, to their credit, the whole team, never say die. They drove back down, scored a touchdown. Actually were able to punch it in from the goal line, which was kind of pleasant surprise given how they've had trouble doing that this year, even though the run game itself was, its usual bad self in general. But Marty, just, I know you mentioned the coin itself, but just overall, I guess, performance, both sides of the ball. I mean, could you really have asked, how much better could you have asked for?
Yeah, you couldn't have. I mean, had you told me coming into this game, Sean Clifford was going to go for 361 yards, be mobile in the pocket, only throw that one interception, which wasn't totally his fault because Rasheed Walker just got totally whipped at left tackle on the play, and Cliff just kind of chucked it up to defend himself. And then Ohio State's offense, Tim, you and I kind of talked about this before we came on the air. Outside of three big plays, Ohio State's offense is pretty much kept in check for the most part all night long, and they really struggled to drive the ball down the field. So had you told me coming into this game all of this was going to happen, I said, man, the Nittany Lions got shot. And, to their credit, Penn State, as they do every year, it seems, played Ohio State tougher than anybody has. I'm currently working on my takeaways article for Black Shoe Diary, so selfless plug. Make sure you check that out. And that's one of my big takeaways. This team fought all night long. They could have easily laid down and died coming into this game. They didn't. Like you said, when that strip sack fumble, which credit to the big fella from OSU, because people who are 320 pounds, whatever it is, should not move like that. And he just hoofed it down there and scored. Like, I kept waiting for Dotson, Clifford, a running back, somebody to run him down from behind. It never happened. But after that play, I was saying to Jim, thinking, oh no, here we go. It's going to get ugly. And it didn't. They came back. They got that field goal before halftime, scored to start half and tied it. When Ohio State made it 27-17 on that 10-point run, what did they do? Like you said, they responded to that touchdown run by Kevon Lee and cut to a field goal. This team fought all night long. Even at the end of the game, down by 9, they marched right down the field. And, it was the right coach. And we'll get into coaching decision, but it was, in my opinion, the right call to attempt the Jordan Stout field goal there, to cut it to 6 and then do your onside kick. And just the field goal wasn't good. But all night long, this team responded. They fought. They battled. They could have laid down and died multiple times. They did not. They battle back against the adversity, which says a lot about this team. It says a lot about James Franklin and his coaching staff. And, and Tim, I know you will agree with me here. The outlook of the season moving forward for the month of November, I feel infinitely times better right now of how Penn State will finish their season than I did coming into this game.